You want to get some cool Toronto Maple Leaf stuff and help out the Leaf Fund for Kids? Of course you do. Well, log on to mapleleafs.com and take part in this online auction that ends on Monday. You can bid on lots of great stuff, mapleleafs.com. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Items of Note, brought to you by Bridgestone, and we get things rolling with Mark Morrow.
Item number one, Jody, it was exactly 1 year ago today here at the ACC that these two teams last played each other during the regular season. Toronto won that game 3-1, which continued Columbus's winless streak here in Toronto as they are 0-4-1 over the 8 years of their franchise.
Item number two is Lee Stempniak for the Toronto Maple Leafs has played 23 games against the Columbus Blue Jackets, 3 goals and 16 points. In his career, he's the highest scoring Maple Leaf against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And you know what? He's got 2 goals and 3 points in his last 5 hockey games. He keeps shooting the puck like he did in Tampa. He's going to get a whole boatload more.
Item number 3. Special teams haven't necessarily been special in tonight's matchup as the Columbus power play is rated dead last in the NHL at 12.7%, while the Leaf penalty kill is 30th ranked in the league at 73.3%.
And our last item of note is the captain of the ship, Ken Hitchcock. His next victory with the Columbus Blue Jackets, he'll join an exclusive club that only 12 others have reached before him, and that's 500 victories as a coach in the National Hockey League. Quite an achievement for a guy, and he's not just he's won a Stanley Cup, an Olympic gold medal, a World Cup gold medal, World Championship gold medal, World Junior gold medal. So he's pretty much done it all in the hockey world, and I won't be surprised if you see him part of Canada's team when the Olympics roll around next year in Vancouver.
And Ken Hitchcock had a moment to talk this morning to address that pending milestone. Could it happen tonight? And if so, how would the coach feel about reaching win number 500?
That I'm old. I mean, that's usually what it is, but I don't feel like that. I don't look at it from the standpoint of the amount of wins. I look at it from the fact that I get to come to a place every day that doesn't feel like work, and I don't think many people can say that. I mean, we all have various jobs. I've worked in the workforce for years, and this just doesn't feel like work. I mean, it's a passion, and it's like I get to do something that is my hobby. It's not my work. I don't feel like it's my job. I feel like it's my passion, and so I get to do it every day, and it's fun. I understand the pressure and stress, and the coaches come and go, but to me, I get to be involved with the people in the business, and to me, it's about the people I've worked with and coached and stuff like that. It's fun. I don't know that I would now in my life be any good at anything else other than hanging around a team atmosphere, whether it was a football team or a hockey team or whatever. It's the team atmosphere that I get the biggest charge out of.
They say he's a very demanding coach, but as Ron Wilson mentioned this morning at the coaches' press conference, demanding should be synonymous with coaching, as coaches must be demanding, and Ken Hitchcock's record obviously speaks for itself, being demanding. Garners wins. We will have more about Ken Hitchcock as Something You Need to Know will be coming up next on the program, right here at Gate 1 of the Air Canada Centre. This is Molson Canadian Leaf Nation pregame, presented by Tim Hortons. Hope you can stick with us as we count down to our game on the network. We are all about improving the fan experience here at Leafs TV. We like to take you places you have never been before, like just outside the Leafs room, which is where Andy Petrillo is typically. But Andy is somewhere extra special right now. Andy, where are you?
Well, Jody, here's a rare glimpse inside the Leafs production truck where producer Mark Askin has all these different camera angles, and he chooses which one to bring up on your TV screen during game night broadcast. But why let him decide? Choose your own view. In fact, you can watch up to 4 different views when you watch online with Leafs TV Interactive. So log on to www.mapleleafs.com/interactive and register today so you can take in the game in a whole new way. Jody?
Oh, that's very cool, Andy. Inside the truck is a very fun place to be. And you can be the director. You can sit in the producer or director's chair. MapleLeafs.com Interactive is where you need to sign up, as Andy just mentioned. Okay, back to the game tonight. And to tell me something I don't know, brought to you by Canon. And first up tonight, Mark Morrow.
Absolutely. Jody, something you don't know is on Brad May, the gritty winger for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who was brought in by Brian Burke in large part for his leadership and his experience. And part of that experience was winning the Stanley Cup with Anaheim in 2007. And as is the custom when you win the Stanley Cup, you have time in the summer to have a couple of parties with it. But Brad Mays had a unique twist to it. It actually involved the Calder Cup, which is the American Hockey League's championship trophy as well. You see, Brad is friends with the owner of the Hamilton Bulldogs, and the two of them joked earlier that year what they would do if they actually won it. Turns out they both did. So they went up to Muskoka and combined their parties. As far as anyone knows, this is the first time the two trophies have been together outside of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Interestingly enough, Brad, as you saw in the picture there, transported the Stanley Cup up via a personal helicopter, while the Calder Cup, it appears, traveled minor league style and was driven up.
That's perfect. Well, my something you didn't know happens to be about Coach Ken Hitchcock of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And, he talked about his passion for coaching. His other passion is Civil War. And you know what? In 1992, he said he went to the All-Star game in Philadelphia and they got kicked out of the city, so they went to Gettysburg and they saw a reenactment of the Civil War, one of the battles. So he got involved in it big time, and over the next 14 years, went in various places around the country reenacting different Civil War things. Since then, he's retired from doing the reenactments, but he's still heavily involved. 3 times a year, he goes to New York City. They have a round table with 150 to 200 people, and they talk about various battles of the Civil War, so certainly has a lot of passion about that other than hockey.
All right, we got to talk about Ron Wilson now. This morning at the press conference, he was asked what the subtle changes are in these Columbus Blue Jackets that have seen them in the playoff hunt. Here's what the coach had to say.
Well, I think all their players are on the same page. You can see they play Ken Hitchcock hockey. Everybody's accountable. Accountability is huge. He's got the top players back checking, playing without the puck, and that enables them to have the puck more. And I think that's the biggest difference. They're a big team, which you have to be in the Western Conference anyway. And they're a very fast team, too. They've got explosive speed. Some of the defensemen, like Tootin, has really come into his own, but everybody could see that with the Rangers. And I've always liked Backman, too, as well, even when he was with St. Louis. So, they've improved their back end, a lot more mobile there. And Columbus has never had a problem in goal, but now that they're playing better in front of their goalies, and in particular having Mason in there, a big body goalie, they present a lot of problems, for sure. But it's speed and size. And that's, I think, the recipe for any team in the league. That's what we'd like to eventually be, a big team with great speed.
The coach is always taking the opponent seriously. We will get final thoughts and play a little Game Master, find out who the guys think will be victorious tonight. We're back after this to wrap up.